Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ladies and gentlemen, we have very special debate today. Today, we will bring up the motion about this house believe that school offline learning is starting this year despite the global pandemic of COVID-19. We already have affirmative and negative team, and the speaker are from affirmative. There is Ratna Dwi Anjani, Yona Shakila Putri, and Tista Rizky Anissa. And from negative team, is there Kiagus Muhammad Laudi, Susanta Arik Prasetya, and Diki Firmansyah. So, we shall the process debate the first, second, and third speaker. Please start from affirmative first speaker.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for the opportunity. Before I deliver my arguments, let me introduce myself and my teams. My name is Ratna Dwi Anjani. I'm here as the first speaker of the affirmative team. Next, Tista Rizky Anissa as the second speaker, and the third speaker is Yona Shakila Putri Maharani. So, our motion today is, this house believes that school offline learning is starting this year despite the global pandemic of COVID-19. Here, there are two important points that I must underline: offline learning and the pandemic COVID-19. Offline learning is a teaching and learning activity that is carried out face-to-face in class. According to kemdikbud.go.id page, pandemic is an epidemic that spreads simultaneously everywhere, in almost all countries or continents, usually affecting many people. Then, COVID-19 is an infectious disease that infects the respiratory tract caused by the SARS-CoV-2 virus. So, pandemic COVID-19 is a disease outbreak from the COVID-19 virus that has spread in almost all countries. The COVID-19 pandemic has been going for about 2 years. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, schools have been conducted online for approximately 2 years. Then, reportedly now, the school will be held offline. We totally agree with that because online learning has many negative impacts. The negative impact of online learning is first, online learning is considered less effective and efficient. Online learning requires the efforts of students in understanding the material and concept presented and delivered through video, PowerPoint, and online class. Second, skill in the use of technology. There are still many teachers and those being taught who are confused about using learning media such as Zoom, Google Classroom, Google Meet, and another platform. Third, technological developments that can trigger cybercrime in online learning applications and or platform. Fourth, students experience pressure and stress. This pressure and stress are triggered by boredom because the learning method implemented is monotonous. On the other hand, there is also the fear of each individual against the COVID-19 pandemic. Fifth, the inequality of access in various regions, which often makes it difficult for students in certain areas to access the network. Difficulty in accessing this network is very influential in online learning, especially when online classes are carried out. From the arguments that have been presented, it shows that online learning has many negative impacts from various sides. So, our team totally agrees if online school is re-implemented. That's all from me. For further arguments will be delivered to our second and third speaker. Thank you. I will return to the moderator.
Thanks for the argument, Ratna Dwi Anjani. Now we start from the first speaker from negative team.
As the first speaker from the negative team, I disagree with that. Well, here are 2 points of importance that I underlined: effectiveness and face-to-face learning. Effectiveness comes from effective word, which can be defined by its effect and impact and bring result. Then there was face-to-face in front of the head. It was meant to be a meeting in a split state, meaning face-to-face learning may mean learning performed in a historic state of meeting. Face-to-face learning has not been said to be effective in pandemic. Exposure to face-to-face learning will only cause an increase in the new COVID infection of COVID-19. This can be proven in real and fact based on data from the internal ministry of the ministry published on the homepage. According to a survey, about 1,303 schools were recorded to be compass COVID-19, or 2.77% of the 57,005 schools that filled out the survey. Among these figures are 7,287 teachers and 15,456 students exposed to the coronavirus. According to a survey conducted by Budristek, some submersion in the system of face-to-face learning is still required before implementation. If this preliminary study continues to promote the COVID virus spread chain 19, it could be said that the performance failed. In this circumstance, only online learning is still highly profitable. Despite the bewildering array of electronic media on both student and teacher, there are some things that are just the positive effect of long distance learning. Among them, student and teacher are better able to take advantage of and understand technological progress. It can make people more innovative and not tutor technology. Only that for me. Only that from me. Thank you.
Okay, thanks for the argument, Susanto. Now we go to the second speaker of affirmative team.
Okay, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Tista Rizky Anissa as a second speaker from affirmative team. I want to deliver my opinion about this topic. I agree this topic because in my point of view and supported by several data that online school gives many bad or negative effects for the student. Like for example, are damaged eyes, stress, and feel bored because looking at the monitor for too long. Even students lost their yet memorize. Online schools are said to be not effective because they are prone to errors in receiving information. It can be caused by several problems like network interruption, and sometimes can be caused by someone not too good at technology.
Sorry, may I interrupt?
Sure, please.
Does that mean the online communication and socialization also cannot provide digestible information?
Okay, given information or school material by communication and socialization with online media still can be done, but I think maybe it's not optimal. The main problem that felt by student and teacher as long as online school is still done are human resource and several online facility like internet networks and gadget. Wait a minute. Learning resource are also an obstacle or a problem, as we know that Indonesia is a development country. Not all religion in Indonesia have a good facility. Online school always use internet network and gadget and require the student to stay at home for a long time. It makes the student bored and stressed. It can be caused by student is not do an interaction with anyone. So that the ideal learning process has optimized blended learning by combined online and conventional. But with limited infrastructure and the ability to manage online learning, of course, face-to-face learning is still considered the best idea. That's all from me. I will return to the moderator. Thank you.
Okay, thanks for the argument, Tista Rizky Anissa. From the second speaker affirmative. Now we go to second speaker negative.
Okay, thank you to the moderator who has given his time. Introduce, I am Diki Firmansyah from second speaker, the negative team. I will review the opinion of the affirmation team. Offline learning is one of cause of the spread of COVID-19 because many people will face urge order and crowd to increase the spread of COVID-19. As Mr. Jokowi said in the Polycase that have been made that we must focus on handling COVID-19. One of the ways we will avoid COVID-19 is by implementing an online policy. Online learning is one way to overcome the spread of COVID-19. With the implementation of being online learning, the pandemic it will reduce human activities, especially for a teenager who are vulnerable to COVID-19. Addiction online learning provides uh, many different experience that before. We have a lot to gain from online learning. The first is that online learning can be accessed easily, simply using a smartphone or other technological device such as a laptop connected to the internet. You can access the material you want to learn. With implementing online learning, you can do learning activities anywhere, anytime, save on transportation costs. Students who used to attend lectures, but now don't have to come campus anymore. Automatically, the cost the are usually spent to buy gasoline or public transportation costs no longer excite. Save time and energy. Of course, the time spent with face-to-face lectures is more than online learning. Due to changing horse between course and the other course, sometimes there are long pauses. So it requires to one on campus. Even during the pandemic, we cannot be spared from digital media. Required to be more creative and innovative. We are also more technology literate. On the other hand, prevent COVID. And the other hand, we can experience new experience through the advantage of online learning. That's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, thanks for the argument, Diki Firmansyah. Now we go to the third speaker from affirmative team.
Thank you, moderator. I'm Yona Shakila as the closing statement. With the argument that have been presented previously, it emphasized that we still agree with the motion being debated. We reaffirm that face-to-face learning, even during this pandemic, still needs to be carried out. Online learning or distance learning is still can be considered less effective. There are many obstacles and negative impacts experienced in this online learning. The main obstacles to online learning is related to the use of online learning resource and media, and also the process of long-distance communication that is vulnerable in receiving and digesting information. Likewise, for students who feel the pressure of online learning, and this causes the child to be stressed. With various obstacles experienced, this online learning process will be very vulnerable to making students not focus. It can also make student achievement decrease. And what we see now is that many schools and universities are holding blended learning, namely face-to-face learning that is limited. The main requirement for doing balanced learning or face-to-face learning is strict health protocols and vaccination provisions. Currently, there are also many vaccines that are intended for children aged 20 until 17 years. So, school children do not need to worry and can still take part in this face-to-face learning. A very strict health protocol is also very much needed for this face-to-face learning. Thank you.
Thanks for Yana Shakila. Now we go to the last speaker from negative team and given closing statement.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. honorable judges and colleagues, I, Kiagus Muhammad Laudi, as the third speaker from the counter team or the opposite team, will reconstruct and strengthen all the arguments that we have been presented by my colleagues in the course of this debate. There are two important points why we must excel in this debate. The first is, as what explained by my colleagues, that holding face-to-face learning or offline learning can only lead to new cluster in the COVID-19 distribution chain. This can be proven in a real and factual manner based on the data that the survey results from the Ministry of Education and Culture, where the data results showed that we were 2.77% of the 47,000 schools that became the new cluster in the COVID-19 distribution chain. Based on this argument, it can be started that face-to-face learn can only prolong the COVID-19 pandemic, so that it will take a longer time for us to be able to escape from this pandemic period. The second is a reflection of the first point, which is the main factor causing the emergence of new clusters. Even though strict health protocols have been established, we don't know how many students out there will do. The implementation of the health protocol cannot be realized because there are still many people who lack discipline and do not comply with these provisions. Online learning is more ideal to do during this pandemic instead of face-to-face or offline learning because it can be done more flexibly by saving time and effort. And this is such a postulate which can be accepted by the community in a real and direct manner without need to be preceded by empirical research. So we are very clearly stated that we do not agree with the implementation of face-to-face learning, which is carried out in the midst of this pandemic. It is necessary to make improvements and adjustments before the pandemic situation will improve. That's all what I can present. Thank you very much.
Thanks for the argument from Kiagus Muhammad Laudi. The last argument from the third speaker from negative team is a closing statement from the debate. Thanks for attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.